Hey guys, what's going on? ThePrideOfLDN here. You guys know what to do. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Obviously, I'm not very happy. We have just lost against Manchester City. This video will be going up straight after the video. Literally 90 minutes has just gone, or 92 minutes, and I've hit record. We look lost. We, honest to God, look lost. I don't know what to say anymore. This team... Man City was always going to be a tough game, okay? They're literally the best defensive team in the league at the moment. And whilst we did manage to get a late goal in against them, a crossing from Havertz that was really nice, to be fair, and Calvin Odoi getting on the end of it, that was nice. That was literally the only positive to take out of this game. It ended 3-1, and again, the problem is we can't just seem to concede. If you're going to concede, make sure it's just one, right? Like, if you're going to concede, really, like, switch on and make sure, like, you fix up from then. Right, they scored 18 minutes in, Gundogan scored. We should have had a penalty early on. Of course, Timo Werner was tripped by, was it Rodri, I think? Should have had the pen, maybe that changed the game. Either way, you know, that's not how the game panned out, so you have to react to it. You can't rely on the ref to make the perfect decision every time. Should have had a pen, but whatever, we didn't. It seems like that is becoming a bit of a trend, but you can't rely on those excuses. You have to move on. Sometimes things don't go your way, and it didn't in this game, and we had to react better than we did. We go 1-0 down 18 minutes in, and then 2-0 down, Phil Foden scores. 34 minutes in then, Kevin De Bruyne makes it 3. Like, that was... The first 15 minutes, we looked class. We actually looked really good on the ball, not creating, you know, major chances, but we were dominating the ball, we were controlling the game, we were working it forward, trying to sort of create things, not quite working in the final pass and such, but it was looking good. 18 minutes, and that Gundogan goal goes in, and we dropped. Our confidence went from here to just shattered out of, like, the entire stadium, and who's to blame entirely? Is it Frank Lampard? Yes, he's to blame absolutely, in the fact that these players, for some reason, the confidence, we've seen it before with, you know, a similar squad. This is a somewhat changed squad with the signings we brought in, but we've seen it with, you know, the core players in this squad, that sometimes there isn't, we lack a bit of leadership on that pitch. As Azpilicueta, whilst he is a good captain, he's been so consistent for us for so many years, and I thank him for his service. Today was his 400th appearance for Chelsea. And does it really feel like that was it? You know, yeah, let's do this for the captain, for Dave. Like, it's just so poor. It was so poor. And Dave, you know, Asby didn't have. There's a few times this season and multiple seasons where he is the captain and he doesn't walk up to players, grab them by the scruff of their throat, and be like, "Look, you're not performing. Like, switch on, otherwise, like, we're in big trouble here." We don't have that personality anymore. We don't have a JT like that. And it's cost us. It's really cost us. I think if Southampton win tomorrow, we could be about 9th. Arsenal only 3 points behind us, who, you know, have been the absolute banter club like this season. We've allowed their comeback into the league, and now we're only 3 points off them. Like, it's ridiculous. And to be fair to Man City, you know, they had a B team out. If I scroll down and look at their squad here, Cancelo, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko, and Stefan in goal for them. You know, that isn't an ideal 3. Silva, Rodrigo, Fernandinho, you know, that's an okay mid-3. And then the attack, Sterling, De Bruyne, Mahrez, whilst it is a bit mishmash, it's a good, you know, there's a lot of quality there. That back line we should have been able to exploit, absolutely. Like, I think we maybe had 1 shot on target that whole game. We had 9 shots total all game. We were trying to play down the middle a bit more to suit Timo Werner, but it didn't quite happen. That City team, you know, they played really well. They really did. You got to give it to them. But that doesn't excuse our poor performance by any means. It's not good enough by any means. Going through the players, Mendy maybe could have done better on the near post finish, but other than that, was left pretty dry for a lot of those. Aspi was getting skinned by Foden a little bit during that game, but not his worst performance, so definitely not his best. Zuma and Thiago Silva both pretty poor. The players free in the box like the whole time. That is on them as well as on Lampard for not having the personnel back there. You know, like Kante had an abysmal game, possibly one of his worst in a Chelsea shirt. He was not only not doing well with tackling and things like that, but he was giving the ball away left, right and centre, and was culpable for 1 goal, maybe 2, I'm not entirely sure. We had Kovacic on, who looked poor again today. It's just not good enough. Ziyech had a poor game. He didn't adapt much from his sort of, have the ball out wide, get it onto my left foot, cross it in. We can't rely on that 24/7. Whether that's what Lampard's instructed him, I don't know. But we can't rely on that as much as we have been. Pulisic, a bright spark in this team. He was obviously trying, just didn't have much going on around him, couldn't get the final shot off, and just nothing really working for him. Unfortunately, we had Billy Gilmour come on, who looked okay. Havertz, comes on, gets an assist. You can't fault it, although he wasn't fantastic. And Callum Hudson-Odoi trying a lot of things. Probably could have had a shot earlier on, whether it would have been a goal or not, I'm not sure. He did play it backwards, which was quite frustrating. But then he gets that last minute goal. So he's done okay there. Boys, what do we do? What do we do? I mean, the people that have been saying Timo Werner, Mount as well. Mount poor today as well. I missed him. So yeah, very poor today. Trying, of course, you can see he's trying, but again, poor, not great from the team. The people that are crying, Timo Werner is being played out of position, he needs to be played centrally. We've seen it today, and whilst you can't make an entire judgment on a player in one game, that would be ridiculous. He was not good. He didn't improve being central. He should have been the one on the end of that Havertz cross, but instead, Callum was the one that just about gets there on the back post. And yeah, like this whole players are out of position thing, I don't agree with it. Like, the only 2 players I can see it being a case for is Werner, who we've seen today was not good centrally. Wasn't getting great service, but what he did have wasn't really doing much. And Mason Mount when he was playing on the wing, but that's because we had injuries on the wing, so someone's got to play there, because our system plays with wingers. Do we need to change tactically? A lot of people saying Frank has no idea what he's doing tactically. We need to see something change. Maybe we go to a 4-2-3-1. I wouldn't be opposed to us going to a back 5, a 5-2-3. Is that? Yeah, 5-7. Yeah, 5-2-3, something like that. Having maybe Mason Mount and Kante in the midfield. Kante suspended for the next game against Fulham anyway, which might do him good to have a bit of a rest. He's been in a poor run of form, so it can't hurt to not have him for that game. Have someone else play in there. Maybe Jorginho and Mason. Jorginho, Kovacic, I'm not sure. Billy Gilmour maybe. Let Billy Gilmour play there. Havertz, he's got an assist today, so we've got to try and fit him in somewhere. Maybe we try 2 strikers up front. Maybe play a 5-3-2. Have 3 midfielders in maybe like a Billy Gilmour, a Mason, and a Kovacic, something like that. And have Giroud and Werner up front, something like that. Because I think Timo probably would play better off a striker that's going to be able to sort of, hold up the play, flick it on. Giroud's beautiful with his flicks. Sometimes he can change the game with just like a little back heel or a little flick around the corner. He can do some great stuff, and Timo running past him to get on the end of those could be vital. So I don't know, guys. Another big loss for us, and we're gonna need. We got Fulham next, I believe, unless we've got a cup game, and we need a fix up because top 4. I believe we're probably about 6 points off top 4 now. Whilst that absolutely isn't unattainable. A lot of people will tell you like that's it, season's done. Let's have some perspective. We have lost against a Man City side that is defensively, a brick wall this season. They're not conceding very many goals at all. We capitulated for a good 20-30 minutes. Now, don't get me wrong, Man City probably could have scored more. They allowed us to have more possession in the second half of that game because they probably knew we weren't going to be able to do much with it. But damage control, we didn't concede and we scored a goal. Some positive to take out of the game. But something needs to change. Formation, I think, might need a bit of reworking. We need to start prioritising players like Billy Gilmour, Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think, has to keep playing. Pulisic has to keep playing. Maybe Ziyech in this game in general, before it went to 3-0, his pressing doesn't quite work very well. It feels mean to say he's a lazy player, and I'm not singling him out for this performance. He is not the single player at fault, although he didn't have a good game by any means. he is a little bit lazy at times and won't press, won't track back and such. And I do want to see a bit more of that from him. So maybe we just go with, if we're playing a front three, Giroud, Pulisic, and Callum. You know, they should be good enough to create on their own, with a Havertz maybe in behind. Or, like I said, if we go with a two up front, Giroud and Timo Werner. Tammy, I mean, I'm fine with him playing up there as well. I'm not opposed to it. And we see if we can sort of just change something up, because we're in danger of Frank losing the dressing room at the moment. They don't look like they're playing for the badge. A back three might work. You get Tomori, Thiago Silva in there, Zuma, and Tomori is the one I would play. I know Frank probably won't, because for some reason Tomori isn't getting game time. But yeah, Tomori in there, he's got that pace to sort of cover him behind, and it's an extra man in the box who obviously we're struggling with. We saw this City team pull us apart today. So big changes needed, and the next game, you know, I said this Man City game sort of, it was always going to be difficult. I wanted a win, but a draw I probably would have been okay with. I'm pretty sure our next game is Fulham in the league. That has to be a win. Our next 2 or 3 games have to be wins, and we need to start another streak. Otherwise, I do think Frank will lose his job, whether it's midway through the season or at the end of it. I'm not too sure, but changes need to be made, and we'll see how it goes in the next game, guys. I'm sorry that this isn't, again, a downbeat video. I hope you guys are having a good start to the new year besides all of this. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.